for our body and hair, like for external use, our body needs different pH level of water,
Of
and
course.
for drinking for internal body, it needs different pH level.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yes. Because
I
the
love
skin...
it how you're also promoting drinking water, drinking healthy ionized water in glass bottle.
yes.
Okay, so
The
it's
skin is
different
quite
pH
acidic.
level.
Yeah. Yeah, so we need to take care because the skin is the
So
biggest
can you tell,
organ.
so you were saying for our bodies, we need exactly 7.35 for internal drinking water. 7.35 you said.
That should be the pH in the blood. But to maintain that, because let's say we drink coffee, we eat meat, and that's
Yeah,
the pH,
yes.
let's say 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
So we need something at least 8.5.
At least 8.5. And
I would go for
external?
for around 9.
Okay, for hair and skin?
For hair and skin, between 5 and 6.
And why this one is reduced, 5 and 6?
Because the skin is a little bit acidic, so preventing
wow.
bacteria to overgrow on the skin. The body is very complex.
Okay. Welcome to Heal with Zainab Season 2. This is Zainab, and as I promised that Season 2 is going to get better and better, I did try to fulfill that promise by bringing the most authentic guests who really are passionate in what they do, and they apply all that knowledge into their lives. So today's guest is one of those. Today's guest is Dr. Daniel Victor, who is from Romania, a PhD doctor, and who blends beautifully science and spirituality in the most practical way. He started his career as a vet doctor for falcons that later on led him into biohacking and the importance of how living water affect not only our body but also the energetic field. And recently, he started doing, not recently, but I think for many, many years, he has been working on pranic healing and family constellations, trauma release. And now he's blending all of this into the Taoism principles. So it's going to be a very interesting conversation. I really, if you don't want to miss this and any of these episodes, please don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell notification. Hi, Daniel.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. I'm very happy to be here.
I'm very
Finally.
happy to have you here because only we both know how difficult it was for both of us to somehow do this podcast. And I have survived some major weather conditions in Dubai, and he is traveling tonight. But somehow I think this podcast was meant
Yes,
to be.
It
right?
meant to be because
yes.
someone somewhere might feel what we want to bring it into their soul, and
Exactly.
it can impact big time their life.
Yes. And I remember that we actually met many years ago, I think maybe 2017 or 18, I don't remember. But it was, we connected on the importance of living water. And I think I would definitely give him a credit for, he was the first one who actually told me that, okay, water, what is alkaline water and what is living water? And he gave me all that information, and I was blown away and really enlightened that, oh my God, I never thought and I never looked into water that way. And you had that amazing information, which we will definitely discuss now. But first tell me that you started your career as a vet for falcon. This is a very precise field.
Yeah.
What led you to, do you think that when you were doing this job, that led you into where you are today in the understanding of this energies and stuff? Like,
Yes, definitely.
What was that moment?
When people read my bio, they are questioning, so what exactly is what you're doing?
Yeah.
You are a falcon doctor, you do biohacking, you work with living water, with harmonizing family constellation, energy healing, trauma release.
Yeah.
What exactly is what you're doing? And it's a system that they all merge together.
Yes. Oh my God.
They are not different at all.
I can so relate to that. You know, earlier I somehow used to question me that do I have a problem in clarity? Why can't I stay on one path? Why I keep changing, I'm this, I'm also doing this, I really want to do that. But just like you said, later on, when you see that, the kind of courses you do, the trainings and everything you take and workshop, and when you mix them and you're like, wow, everything help us, and you connect everything.
Yeah.
And that's what holistic wellness is all about, right?
Of course.
Yeah. So I want to ask you, what was that one moment when you were practicing as wet? You realize that, wow, like this is the moment that you understood energies and all of those things.
What we need to understand is that the science and the energy work, they are not really different. It's just a different language of expressing them. And it always starts energetically when we are young. We feel things, we see things. We are so connected with everything.
Yeah.
In my case, I was so connected with the nature. I could feel animals.
You grew up in Romania, right?
Yes.
Of course, yeah.
And I grew up having all sorts of animals, and started with racing pigeons, then transitioned to falcons. The falcons taught me the most what it means energy and presence.
I'm really curious to know, because I am not into animals or animal observation. I mean, I do observe, but I know nothing about them. Because you have been practicing there, like you said, and I know I've heard a lot about falcon, that they teach human beings so much. What are the top 3 things that you were like, wow, like if you know this about falcon and incorporate into our life in terms of holistic wellness and stuff? What is it?
Presence and calmness and grounding, and that meditative state, you can learn it from falcons, because they are sensors, right? In the moment that you have a falcon on your hand, they will reflect the emotions that you have in you. If you're agitated inside, they will start to beat on the fist. They will not want to rest. They will show exactly what's inside you.
Wow. But I think it's
The more
true.
you calm
It's true for
yourself, the
all
more
animals,
they
right?
balance.
It's true for all
Yes.
animals, isn't it?
It is. Well, the
Yeah.
falcons, it's very sensitive, because with a dog you can control on the leash, but then when you go with him in the desert, you let him fly. If your state is not fully present, not in fully connection with him, he will leave you, right? He will not
But
come
how
back
could
to
you connect? Like if I'm scared, what if he attacks me? So that agitation is there. Like how can I develop that connection? Especially people like us who grew up in cities, who live in the modern cities, and we don't have that connection with animals. How to develop that connection?
I mean, we can build up a school for
Build up-
falcons and just stay there with it, first with the hood, so you're getting used to it, and learn from them, because they will give you that presence.
Okay.
And I used to see it every time, right? I used to save falcons that they were injured, they want to be put down, right? Because they are so sick. So I used to feel so much for them, and I would rescue them, repair them, and give them a second chance. And it was so interesting, because every time I would go there to release it in the race, whatever I feel inside, they will show me in their physical body. And
Wow.
I think that
Wow.
was my first moment of, let's say, meditation.
Yeah.
I learned that the only way I can calm down my falcon is to calm myself. And then I transitioned to
This is
more
such a
spiritual
beautiful
practices.
thing. You have said the only way to calm a falcon by calming yourself. And actually, this statement is so powerful that I feel that it applies into everything you do, or even with relationships, like any
Yeah.
kind of person. Like if you really want to calm down another person, just you first calm down, like within yourself, don't you think? And just because I want to share this, because it's very well connected to what exactly you're saying. I had a dog phobia. Like I just couldn't even walk the path. If the dog is passing from there, I have to go like 10 feet
Wow.
far. And that is also because whenever they pass, they bark at me. And I could never understand, and I'm like, okay, fine, like something is going to happen. So I just hold my breath. And this one incident happened to me as well, that like I entered in the building and the floor, the lift has gone down. There was a really small puppy started running towards me and barking. And I remember that I had a panic attack that, okay, he's going to do something to me. And I closed my eyes and I closed my ears and I'm like, oh, screaming. And then the owner came and was like, he's just a puppy. Why are you screaming? I'm like, I don't know, please. But then later on, fast forward to, I was sitting at my friend's place, and whenever I used to go there, she locked her dog into the room because I was scared. And constantly I hear the dog crying. And it really, gives me an unsettling energy that, it's not right. So I asked her that, okay, bring him out. And he was sitting, and I know that I was scared, but I think it was one moment when I looked into his eyes, and I found it's the most beautiful eyes in the world. And I'm like, why? And I really questioned myself, why am I scared? And then I realized what exactly you're saying, that there is something in me, the fear in me that all these animals detect. And that's why, not maybe all, but at least true for dogs in my case. And that's why they bark at me. And that's why. And the moment I just, settle that energy, I am okay. I mean, not too okay that they can climb on me, but I'm quite okay. Like now I can touch them and I can, love them and stuff. So that is so beautiful what you said, that, like, you have to calm yourself down if you really want to connect with them. So now, coming from there, you learned a lot because you grew up with nature and with animals, and maybe that led you towards observing that how powerful the energetic fields are. What brought you towards the living water study and observation, because you have a very extensive work in this particular field? Yeah.
It was a natural process, I suppose. So all of us that we have a certain mission to bring more light into this planet and more healing, we are given the tools step by step. So the first was the connection, and then was the scientific background. I was so passionate about studying and publishing articles and going really deep into the science. And I was applying everything perfect. All the medical protocols, all the trainings and all. But something was missing. There was no vitality. And I always wonder what's going on. It must be something that I'm missing. And what I've seen as well later on was that the falcons being treated and raised, they would develop a lot of issues later on. Their liver will get amyloidosis. The kidneys will get...
Falcons? Who are?
Yeah.
No, so which falcons develop this liver problem?
The ones that they were trained for the race. So after a while, using a lot of supplements, a lot of, let's say, boosting mechanisms, they developed a lot of disease later on. And I felt a little bit guilty for that I'm participating in this. And then I started to research, is there any way to get to that performance without those harmful chemicals? So that's when I was going through different herbal protocols with turmeric is my favorite one. I used a lot of blends of oils as well, and I started seeing better and better results. I used to get rid of candida, for example, with turmeric and garlic, and I developed organic protocols, and I loved it. But I always had an issue with the hydration, which also the modern human, everybody's dehydrated.
Yes.
The doctors are telling us it's normal, the percent of water that we have in our body. Like the parameters of our blood results nowadays, they are not. We are being fed a huge lie. It's what is normal now, but we should compare to what was normal about 20 years ago.
Yes.
Not now, because now everything that they say is normal is quite pathological. It's really low energy, and that's the way they want to keep us. So it was very interesting. And then the first was about the water. And I was still researching why it doesn't matter what we do for them, for the falcons, right? They are still dehydrated. They still get gout and high uric acid levels. They cannot recover. And I stumbled...
Sorry to interrupt you. Where do falcons get their hydration from?
Normally from the food.
Just
from the food. But the locals in here, they used to give them as well the regular water, the bottled water. They would spray it on the food, or they will give it with a...
But in nature, when there were no bottled water, how they used to get like water?
They find the natural springs.
The natural springs they find, and they just go and drink it from there. But now they still have natural springs, or they don't?
Yes, but in here, the falcons, they are bred in captivity. They are kept in the AC, dry the whole time.
Yes.
So they are drying from inside like a raisin. So first time when I stumbled upon the ionized water, I was very intrigued because I never studied that in all my 6 years.
Can you explain for a normal person who does not know about it, what is ionized water? Yeah.
The ionized water, you find it in the nature.
Okay.
So if you go to the top of the mountain and you find the spring that when the water comes directly out of the nature, out of the stone, that's ionized water because it passes to so many layers. Each layer has a voltage inside. And then when the water passes through, it's getting naturally ionized. So it's getting charged with electrons. the molecules, they are getting separated, the hydrogen is flowing free, so you saw all these small little bubbles that they flow.
Yes, okay.
That hydrogen is the most powerful antioxidant in our body. The body can produce itself for very small quantities, and the nature produces it. But that water, being alive at the beginning, when you bottle it, it's dying. The hydrogen is evaporating. The structure, if you saw those studies from Masaru Emoto, when the water has a perfect snowflake structure.
Yes, yeah.
When you say beautiful words like I love you, it creates that shape. But if you check on regular water, the plastic has a really bulky structure and doesn't absorb and is not coherent for our body.
And there are enough researches on that now. I mean, it's available everywhere if you go and read the articles and research. And on YouTube, this molecule structures have been shown that how water structure changes when you talk nicely, or the positive vibrations if you do. But now the thing is, we know that water has issues and we should be drinking ionized water, alkaline water, but
not alkaline. So
not
let's
alkaline,
let's
ionized.
rephrase on that. Everybody is now going to buy alkaline water from the shop. So alkaline is quite harmful for us because the one that comes in the nature in these healing springs, if you study the water from Lourdes, from Zamzam, it has a natural state of alkalinity, but that's through an alkalizing process. So there is nothing added in there. And doesn't matter how much you drink, there are no side effects.
Okay.
While a water that you find in a shop, it's made alkaline, adding baking soda. And that baking soda, it's alkalizing our body. And then those side effects are being stored. So you can get to have kidney stones of alkaline origin later on.
But
So
how does that alkalinity actually harmful for us? In what way?
Yeah, so if it's alkaline using baking soda, so the water that you find in a shop, it's using baking soda. So that baking soda is being absorbed into our body.
Okay, because there's an excessive amount of baking soda that's going into the body.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. So basically, what I understand is that water has this pH levels, right?
Yeah.
It shouldn't be too acidic. It shouldn't be too alkaline. There's a normal range which is 7.5 or plus.
It should be 735 in our blood.
Okay.
And depends on what we eat, what we drink, what we stress about. We should drink a certain pH to regulate that. So for example, if we have a lot of stress and we drink a lot of coffee, if we drink water that is just pH 7, also with a big structure and no charge inside, it drops even more our energy.
Okay.
So through ionization, it's not just alkalinity, it's charging, so there is a voltage. If you have a bulb of light with a certain cable that we use in a science, if you place it into the ionized water, the light turns on. So our cells, they all communicate to electricity, right? We are all an electrical panel.
Yes.
So if the water is dead, there is no conductivity and it's very bulky, the cells cannot communicate properly inside our body. So alkalinity, it's just a really small property of it. The most important is the charge that the water has.
But how to find
the structure.
that? How to find ionized water in modern cities where we are living?
It's very easy now.
Really?
I mean, the best one, if you go to the mountain and get directly created by the nature. But in the modern cities, we need to apply technology. So that's when biohacking comes in. This is probably one of the first biohacking devices ever created. It's already 50 years old. Technology has been in Japanese hospitals. It's been everywhere. There are many brands out there, but many of them, they can harm us. Because a real water ionizer should have medical grade titanium plates coated with platinum. So the platinum will prevent the heavy metals to leach into the water.
Okay.
And many people, they buy now cheap brands that they found from China. They have a poor grade of titanium, which later on is harming the body. In 2-3 years doesn't work.
So which one you're recommending?
So I always research everything that I do, because I want to be always in a truth with myself and also with recommending really good stuff to the people. So the only one that I use is the Japanese one. It's called Inagic. They are the ones that they keep their standards since 50 years. They manufacture them in Okinawa.
It's called
Inagic. Comes from energy and magic.
INAGIC.
Yeah.
GIC. Okay. Inagic. Okay.
And even machines that they are now 40 years old, they still produce the same quality of water. Ionized, antioxidant with the hydrogen.
So what do you do with this technology? You buy it and then you install it in your home where the
Yes.
water is coming from.
Yes, correct.
Okay. But is it too expensive to buy this kind of
It's-
technology?
Let's say buying water from a shop for 2 years, that's the amount you'll pay for an ionizer. And moreover, it
But
doesn't
this is a long
produce-
time investment.
Yes.
And it's a
Yeah.
health investment. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah,
Because using these titanium plates and giving the charge to those to simulate what's happening in the nature, you don't produce, for example, just 8.5 pH that you regularly drink. You produce from 2.5 until 11.5. So in my clinical practice, but also later on working with people, each pH can be used for a certain reason. So for example, 2.5 is very powerful into getting rid of issues on the skin, right? Because it's high acidic. So
Even taking shower from this water, imagine how beautifully your skin changes.
for that's
and
a
is it-
separate technology.
That's separate. Okay,
Yeah,
we
with
can't
the
use
hot
the same
stones from
technology
Japan.
for that?
And not really. The hair needs something else.
But
So it's
why
more studied.
not here also? I mean, it's still ionized water.
So for the hair, we can use the ionized that comes from the machine pH 5 to 6. So that's the pH of the skin, not
So are you
alkali.
saying that for our body and hair, like for external use, our body needs different pH level of water,
Of
and
course.
for drinking for internal body, it needs different pH level?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yes, because
I
the
love
skin.
it how you're also promoting drinking water, drinking healthy ionized water in glass bottle.
Yes.
Okay, so
The
it's
skin is
different
quite
pH
acidic.
level.
Yeah. So we need to take care because the skin is the
So
biggest
can you tell?
organ.
So you're saying for our bodies we need exactly 7.35 for internal drinking water. 7.35 you said.
That should be the pH in the blood. But to maintain that, because let's say we drink coffee, we eat meat, and that's
Yeah,
the pH,
yes.
let's say 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
So we need something at least 8.5.
At least 8.5. And
I
for,
will go
for
let's
external?
for around 9.
Okay, for hair and skin.
For hair and skin, between 5 and 6.
And why this one is reduced? 5 and 6?
Because the skin is a little bit acidic, so preventing
Oh, wow.
bacteria to overgrow on the skin. The body is very complex.
Okay.
Being.
And how do you rate it in modern cities where, all these cities we use the water for shower? What is what is their pH level?
It depends on what is in the filters of the building. Every building is different. So all of
Okay.
them, they have certain filters. Some of them, they deplete the minerals. Some of them, they add. It's very different from each building.
But it was quite enlightening for me while having this conversation. I drink a lot of water,
that's
literally a lot of water. Maybe 3-4 bottles of this, like 900 ml or
Yeah.
1 liter. But what you're saying, I keep feeling thirsty, and this, what you're saying, is
Because
not.
it doesn't hydrate.
Yes.
Because what's happening, the bottled water has a huge structure, like this big bulb. And inside the cell, there are small little doors where the water needs to pass through to hydrate the cell and to clean the garbage from the cell. So if the water is too big, cannot penetrate. So it just stays in between the tissues, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't get absorbed. And then the body just pees
Yeah.
it out because maybe only 10% gets absorbed on cellular level. So during ionization, that's the most important. From that bulky structure, restructuring is really tiny ones. So it can penetrate the cell, hydrate the cell, and remove the garbage from the cell.
Yeah, it makes sense because
Yeah.
sometimes I question myself that why do I feel thirsty all the time? Because I drink a lot of
Yeah.
water. I shouldn't be. But this makes a lot of sense because just drinking a regular bottled water, it does not equate to, or maybe, and that you're right. Now there are many researchers, and again, many people are talking about it, that, we should not drink that much water. We are not designed. In olden times, people used to drink when they feel thirsty, or maybe one glass. But what they don't realize, that quality of water, which they're having from a natural spring,
Yeah.
maybe 1 glass a day, is enough maybe for 2-3
It's
days.
penetrating everywhere.
Yes, but
Yeah.
now we are having everybody's holding those water bottles and Stanleys and stuff, but they are having it like 12, 13, 14 glasses. They're still dehydrated. This makes a lot
Yeah.
of sense. So, what to do other than this technology? Is there any way that people who cannot, suppose, afford the technology and just sitting at home, what is the easiest and cheapest way for them to improve their quality of water?
Phew, that's a hard one.
That's a hard one.
The best is to find friends that they have the machine, because you can produce unlimited. The machine gets attached on the top and produce unlimited. We have centers all over the world. So in all our centers, we give the water most of the time for free. So if they really don't afford, they can go to one of our centers, and they can take the water for free as well.
And where are these centers? In different cities?
We have
or?
all over, yeah.
Oh, okay. You also
Yeah.
have it in Dubai, or
Yes, yes.
Can you name any place where people can go and get it?
Yeah, so we have an official one in Al Barsha. We can share a link. Yeah.
Okay. You can fill up your water
Yeah.
bottles and
Yes.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. There's always a solution, right? To the problem, like whatever
Of
you are
course.
having. So now coming to the we have a lot to talk about. My God, we can go on and on
Yeah.
for 2 hours.
We'll go further.
In water itself, now I'm talking
Yeah.
to him like, okay, I just need one whole podcast only to talk about water.
Yeah.
But I know you have an expertise on so many things, so I want to cover up all of those things. I'm just being greedy here. So I think people can get maximum from you. Now coming to the before I move to another topic, can you tell me that what is one myth or one thing that people believe about water these days is wrong and they shouldn't be doing it?
Everybody thinks that water is the same. And most of them now, they are into distilled water and reverse osmosis water. And that is the worst thing that they can do for their body.
Okay.
Because in a couple of years, all of them, they will have issues with their minerals. They'll
Sorry,
be
what is
deficient.
distilled water exactly? When they say distilled water?
It's stripping out everything, all the minerals. And people believe that the purity, they need to be pure, the water need to be pure, nothing inside. And that's the worst thing that they can do. So the most powerful, energetical waters that they are in the most incredible springs around the world, they have a TDS, right, the total dissolved particles inside it, which everybody runs with. They check it, it's like, should be no TDS, it should be zero inside. So that's the thing, that water is completely depleted, has no minerals, has nothing.
Yeah.
And that's what you give for your body, nothing.
And distilled water has what exactly in it? What do they
It
put
strips.
in it?
So the distilled water strips everything and then adds anorganic minerals. So it has cartridges with calcium, magnesium that become like huge bricks, and it just dumps it there into the water, and the body cannot even use them.
Okay.
You just drink it, the body doesn't recognize them, they are not bioavailable. So the body still has to use its own reserves of calcium and magnesium to balance the minerals.
And what is your opinion on this thing? Like these days, many people are doing it that they take a water bottle and they put salt in it, and they said, because we need magnesium, otherwise there's no point of having a normal regular water. We should put salt in it or some, I don't know, apple cider vinegar in it.
Yeah.
What is your opinion on that?
This is one of my biohacking tools as well. So no baking soda, but salt. And I will go for Celtic salt.
Any kind of salt or pink
Celtic.
salt or Celtic salt? Celtic, I know, is a very high quality salt, yeah.
I am very sensitive energetically. I feel things. Whatever I try, my body responds to it, and I feel where is the truth. The same when it comes to people. So Celtic salt is the one that I found the most suitable, with the most minerals that reestablish that electricity flow.
So what is the difference in Celtic salt and pink Himalayan salt? Because earlier, few years back, pink Himalayan salt was booming and like, oh, this is the most good salt ever. Don't use the table salt and stuff. And now I know it's about Celtic salt. So what exactly, how we differentiate between these two?
It's a great marketing scheme. With the pink salt, I believe, was a whole huge marketing scheme. There's a lot of iron particles as well that makes it reddish and doesn't really have that many minerals as they say. It's marketing. The Celtic, because it's come from the sea, accumulated from all the springs, it's having all the minerals that we need.
Okay, yeah, make a lot of sense. Okay, so after this water, let's go to our next topic, which is radiations, right? So we are surrounded with so many environmental radiations that it's now impossible to reduce those, because maybe if we are that conscious, we can reduce it in our home. But how can we actually avoid it? Because we are going everywhere is radiations. I know you've been extensively researching and working on that as well. How to reduce that and how harmful actually it can be, because now even a newborn baby is exposed to these radiations.
Yes.
What to do, again, living in modern cities, how it's... practical.
The ideal is move in the nature.
Move in nature,
within a house.
go to jungles, make your own home, and I mean, ideally it sounds so
That would be the
great,
ideal.
but
That would be the ideal,
But very
but-
few people have that courage and guts and live the city life and move there. It's very, very few, I know. And I know there are people who are doing it. Again, it's about priorities. But still, majority of people are living in cities. They have families, they have job.
Yeah.
What to do?
What to do? Well, finding solution. So
Yeah.
this my curiosity always brought me to the most interesting things, right? Even if I work with falcons, I found out ionized water.
Yeah.
And then I saw it in myself. When all this hype up started with the smart watches, with the Bluetooth sets, right? I could never feel comfortable with it.
Oh my God, same. I don't resonate with it. Yes.
In the moment I would play some because the hype, wow, it's so easy, no more cable, no more entangling. And I place it and it sounds good. And after a few minutes I like, ooh, ooh, ooh.
Yes.
I feel like, ooh, this is cool.
Yeah.
Every time your body will always tell
I tried
you
buying
what you need.
earphones okay, maybe I should, use when I'm traveling and stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't have the courage to do it because whenever I did, even for 2 minutes, I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
There is so many thoughts, just like you're saying, keep going, okay, what is it exactly doing to my body internally? Because something is so deep inside my ears. What the sound waves, what is it generating, what radiations it's causing me, because it's so close to my body.
Yeah.
In fact, inside the ears, right? So true. Yeah.
So
continue.
I got really deep into research because I would see another symptom. So I would hold my phone, I will scroll. I don't scroll that much, but I always getting myself informed about all the other biohackers, scientists, what they're doing. So if I'm a couple of minutes on my phone, I would feel a tingling. I would feel like weird sensations, and I would feel also to my whole hand. If somebody would call me, if I don't have the headphones and I place it close to my ear, I cannot directly. My ear, my hand is sweating, and I'm sure so many people can relate to that.
I do relate to it.
And they don't know what's happening.
I feel I'm getting old. Is it happening? Because I stopped doing this, so I prefer, unless, I'm in public and I don't want to disturb people, so I do it. But I prefer putting on speaker and talking like that. And many people are like, are you old? Like, why are you talking like that? I'm like, I don't know, I'm more comfortable. I don't like it when my phone is very close. In fact, I don't like talking on phone. I would prefer voice message.
Yeah.
And now because you are pointing out, I feel what is the reason because I don't like holding phone very close to my ears.
You should not hold it close to,
I
to
do
your body.
resonate with it, yes.
There are now more and more people, and it's a lot of research.
Yeah.
Men that gets testicular cancer from holding the phone in the pocket.
And everybody's doing it.
But many, this is the worst one. Different forms of brain cancer from the headphones and from the radiation. There's so many forms of brain cancer now that they are showing up. Like
Though I know
unbelievable.
that Gen Z might not be watching my show because it doesn't interest them, but please, if you are a parent who is a parent of Gen Z and Gen Alpha, every single Gen Z I see now, even outdoor places, indoor, they have their headphones on for hours and hours.
Yeah.
It's not even for a while. Like that's their look, So, yeah,
So
it's damaging.
it cuts the connection with yourself, with your body, with the divinity, with everything. You are being a robot. So I was also researching, okay, what can we do? Because of course the easiest way, go to nature.
Yeah.
But we need also to spread our gifts. We need to be in the big city because Dubai is a concentration of all those people that they are changers in this world.
Yeah.
So we need to unite, we need to get together.
Yeah.
And more and more people get aware about the radiation. And you see many of people, they have some stickers, some shields, some
Does it help?
colors and so on. And then I would get to one as well, and I would try, and I'm like, but I don't feel really anything. It's like,
Exactly.
am I broken that I don't feel anything?
I think it's called EMF sticker or something.
EMF blockers, EMF stickers.
I remember
different
I ordered it
harmonizers.
online many years back, 4-5
Yeah.
years back. That can I put it on my phone, and I felt that, oh my God, I've done something now.
Yeah.
It will be less harmful. But then I was like, am I being fooled again by this industry who want to sell things just to? I'm like, no, I don't resonate. Like, how can a sticker can help me?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me. Then, but so it's not helpful at all for sure, right? Yeah.
But the worst thing is now, so many people, they have issues. Either they hear sounds, some of them they have tooth implants and they hear always like a vibration, they feel something, they feel headache, they feel migraines. They are not well. They cannot sleep well. They are always like tired, fatigued, not in touch with themselves, mood swings. So all is from the radiation. So what they do, they go to the doctor, and the doctor prescribes medication. I mean, can you medicate a frequency problem?
Yeah, true.
You cannot
You
medicate
can't.
a frequency
You can't.
problem.
A pill cannot resolve that.
So,
Yeah.
so they are being induced more into being like a legume, like a vegetable, not being in touch with anything. So I started studying, and I got devices that can actually measure the noise radiation, how it's in every environment, in every room. So I would turn on the scanner, I will see in a room like this with so many devices, that kind of spikes of energy, like a broken radio.
Okay.
So even if you don't hear it, but the brain continuously hears it. So that's why we feel so tired. And then as well from the phones, you see the exact amount of radiation, noise radiation they emit. So it's like constant noise that comes and hits our brain, and that's why we feel. That's why also we feel that tingling sensations after. So many people, they are having a lot of tremors.
Okay.
The one that are always on the phone
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
They can put those expensive stickers and so on. It's just a piece of paper. Doesn't do anything. So I've tested all of them. And we can do a fun...
from that machine that you've tested
Yeah.
everything. Okay. So what exactly
so many
worked?
people, they used to come with me to different, like some of them bigger machines with crystals inside and all. But they don't do anything. Because the waves that devices send, they are so powerful. Like really strong. So if you don't have something with the same amount of power to stop them completely, so they don't continue to reach our body, it doesn't work. Right? It's like you are having a huge stone in here, and you just put a small little stick on it and you say you protect it. So that's what the stickers are doing. Don't waste your money on that, because they don't do anything.
Okay.
So the only one that I found is from a team of scientists from Malaysia, that they are so passionate about it. 10 years they studied. So they found out the main frequencies that hit our brain. So 72, for example, megahertz is the frequency of our brain. And that's the most important to be protected from radiation. And all those waves from all those devices around us that send a frequency similar to our organs, and especially our brain, those they need to be neutralized.
Okay. So
So
if
they
I'm
created-
understanding it right, you're saying our brain frequency is 72.
Yeah.
72 hertz.
Yeah, megahertz.
Correct?
Yeah.
And we need to exactly do what? Like the frequency that is coming from all this
So we need to
technology.
harmonize.
Okay. Okay.
So all those waves that are coming from everywhere towards that,
Yes.
all those breaking radio
What is their
signals.
frequency? It's more
So
or it's less?
It's from, let's say, from 0 to 1,000.
Okay.
But they are exactly in that range that it affects us. So if you have the singing bowls, right, and
Yes.
they resonate with each other.
Yeah.
If they are on the same frequency. If they are not on the same frequency, they don't resonate. So let's say the very high, they will pass through, but they will not hit us. They will not create that shaking feeling in our body. So the Malaysians, they created this device. They have inside a patented system that it takes care of exactly of those harmful noise radiation around us.
Okay.
So it creates a peace. It's harmonizing the space around us. And they make it so well that it goes through the walls, and it's covering for about 8 meters. So anytime I'm traveling, I'm driving in the airplane, huge amounts. Unbelievable. That's why you feel so jet lagged, like, oh, you feel.
Yes.
It's also the pressure, but it's also all the engines that are constantly keeping you like in a microwave. But it's also in the car. Don't get an electric car. You'll feel like in a microwave.
Okay.
As well. Or at least if you get one, you need to get this harmonizer, but test it. So before you buy something, just reach out. I have my devices
Is it
with me.
available for selling?
Yes,
the Malaysian
already,
scientists who have created
2
this?
years ago, officially we launched it in Dubai, and it's very powerful. And you know what's so
Where
interesting?
can we buy it from again?
We have it in our center. We can share more info with it.
Okay.
And what's interesting, that people that they are into the spirituality, that they speak with beings.
Yes.
They hear entities. Wherever they go, they see, they hear. What was interesting about it, that even these lower entities, lower energy, that they are everywhere, and let's say they steal energy.
Yes.
Was very interesting for me to work with people like that, because they will come in a room and they will hear like, they will hear like, oh, there are some small little entities, some small little voices, like low frequency stuff that they just drain us. Besides the radiation, the noise radiation that I was talking to you about. So when I plug this device, it like spreads like 8 meters around, like an aura of harmony.
Wow.
So not only that sends a wave, an antenna that blows those harmful ones, but it's also sending a high harmonizing wave. It's like you are chanting Om, or you say Amin, or like the Quran. So that frequency, those like healing frequencies. So that's the two functions,
so it cancels all that.
It cancels the bad
This
things.
is very powerful, actually.
And then it sends like a harmonic wave. So like spiritual people that I would let them test it and interview, and it's like unbelievable. I come in this room and I hear all this noise radiation, and I hear all these smaller entities and so on, disturbing the peace, disturbing the mind. Once you turn it on, poof, complete blockage, and that harmonizing wave that's being sent. We don't hear it, but the brain hears it, and you see it on the graphs when we check it with the devices. Boom! All the small little guys, all the small little entities, boof, out. They cannot stand it.
And is it like, does it cost too much? I'm sure. I don't know how expensive it is.
No, it's quite affordable.
It is?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
What is the price range, if you can share that?
It's about $1,000+, but it's meant to last for a very long time, and we have payment plans for up to 2 years as well.
Okay, and it is portable. You can easily carry wherever you go. You can put in the car. You can put in the house.
It's like a big power bank.
Oh wow!
So it needs to be charged, because whatever harmonizer you might want to purchase, if it is not powered to send the powerful wave, it doesn't work.
Okay.
It needs to have the...
And how about these? I mean, I know it will not cancel this environmental radiations, but these on YouTube, we hear all this high frequency hertz, which is very good for us to hear. You think it has an impact if you keep listening to that on YouTube? It has a stronger impact on our health?
Yeah, it helps.
It helps.
It definitely helps.
Yeah. It would not cancel the radiations, of course, but
it doesn't cancel,
it would
but
help
helps
us and our body, right?
Of course.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And now coming to the family constellation, I know that it's very close to your heart, and thank you again. You are the one who introduced me to this, and I did it. First, I did not understand what was constellations and how exactly it's going to work. It was very, very new to me, to be honest. And but there's one series I would highly recommend, because that really helped me to understand what is family constellation. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you go to there's a series on Netflix called Another Self, that they have explained it beautifully in what exactly family constellation is and how it helps you. And I want to ask you, how does family constellation work for those people who don't know what is constellation? And I know it's about healing your ancestral damage and trauma, and because we are still carrying it and we don't realize why it's happening into our lives, why I keep attracting wrong people, why I cannot have kids, why I cannot marry, why I have financial issues. And if you go back and something with your ancestors has happened, and you need to go and figure it out, how exactly it works.
This is unbelievable, right?
I know, it's unbelievable. That's what I'm asking, like how, because I know I experienced it. And I always say, like, I only mention and talk about things with great passion, only if I have experienced it by myself, just like how you do, right? And I experienced it, and I was surprised when I see in front of me characters and people, like, because it happens in a circle. And one of them was my parents or my great-grandparents. And what they show me, this is a kind of information only I knew. Nobody knows me there. Nobody, all strangers to me. It was very, very powerful. Yeah. So how do you, because you work with science and spirituality and you blend, how will you explain how exactly it works?
So in my case, curiosity always gets me to the next chapter, to the next level.
Yeah.
So once I started finishing my chapter with the falcons a couple of years ago, I still keep my private clients and so on, but I saw that the spiritual part has a different essence, and it needs much more attention, because it doesn't matter how much you work on the physical, the spiritual has always a much bigger impact.
Yeah.
And After ionized water, I was curious because most of my partners doing these projects, they were doing qigong, Chinese medicine, pranic healing. So I was like so curious, like, oh, I want to try pranic healing. I want to try that. So interesting. So in the moment that they were letting us feel the energy and cleanse, and you feel after, right? You feel a cleansing. It's like, oh, I love it. Okay, this is interesting, but it will not last. You go out for a few hours, for a few meetings, you again, poof, charge again. Then I learn Chinese energetics. It's a form of working on meridians, but without needles. You just give an impulse, give a message to the meridians to start responding and recalibrate the energy flow. Then the qigong helps you to move all that energy throughout your body. It's very powerful. I love it. But still, I try so many things. I go to so many sessions, and
it's all temporary.
Things are not changing.
That's what I say. I have tried so many healing methods, you name it, all these things, right? It works. I'm not saying it doesn't work. But it's like work. Okay, you take 10 sessions, you take 12 sessions, and you feel some change, but I cannot take it all my life. Okay, then again, that problem is there. Temporarily healing is there, but it's still there. Family constellation was one thing that it immediately, during that particular session, it not only diagnosed this is a problem, and it also heals you something there. I'm not saying that, okay, it heals your entire ancestral trauma in one session. No, but when you leave the room, there is something in you, it changes, right?
Yeah.
And even in family constellation also, you help other people. That was also very surprising for me. That's why I asked you, like, how do you explain a layman? How does it work? Because there were strangers in the room, and they asked me that, okay, I have to play a role of her mother. And I remember, I don't know what emotion I felt, but I felt very strongly connected, and I started crying and speaking things which I'm like, I don't know about this person, how I'm feeling so much connection. So, but that also makes sense somehow how I will connect to it, that when you watch a movie, right? And there's a character that suppose in which some guy has abandoned that, and you feel crying. One person is not crying over that situation, but suppose I am crying or this person is crying. Mean that emotion of rejection or abandonment is already there in our body, which we connect with, and that's why I feel like crying on that particular scene in the movie. Or the other person might get influenced by another scene which is stored in his body. So maybe that's the same thing how family constellation works, right? That we are carrying all those emotions and traumas in our DNA, and you know, we don't realize.
It is, and I suggest everyone to get to this step as well, because it doesn't matter that you start to meditate the whole day. It doesn't matter that you change your water will purify your body. The harmonizer will balance the energy around you. A pranic healing session might, let's say, remove the weed around you, but not the roots, because those weeds, they are coming back even more aggressively after. So the more you try to numb it, like you have certain cords attached, certain things around you, and you go to Reiki or pranic or whatever you do, you take care of it just on the surface. When they grow back, they grow even with more force, because you didn't solve it. So something wants to come to the surface to show you what's being done in the previous generations and why you came here to solve those issues. So you give birth to a future generation that is free of those. But if you are trying to numb those with different other kind of therapies,
it will keep coming in from various ways.
And normally it comes with a bigger force. If you don't solve it. So I was curious. I always look to the next step. I said, okay, I did all these things. They didn't work. What's next? So when I got introduced to the constellation, for me it was interesting, because you see everybody behaving in a certain way. They are like paid actors, and I was like, what's going on here?
I'm like, but do we have to act? I don't get it. Why do I have to act? But when you stand there, you are not acting. That's just some energies flowing through you, and that's very, very powerful. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm going to do the whole episode on family constellation, because I don't know, people who don't know what we are talking about right now might be feeling like, what is this nonsense they are talking about? So I will talk about it more in one of the other episodes for sure. But yeah, because you've been now doing it and practicing it for so long.
We'll give you a short brief. So it is scientifically proven as well. So I don't do things that they are not proven. Because I
You're a man
want
of
to
science
be
as
able
well,
to
yeah.
explain. I work with high profile people as well.
Yes.
And I want to be able to
Convince
prove
them
them
through science,
scientifically
yes.
what's going on. Like with pranic healing, I was able to prove it with the BioWell devices that can scan the aura and show you. So in the constellations, the scientists already prove it that when we are agreeing to help someone and represent an energy in their field. So let's say we are working together. You are the client, I'm the facilitator. So you choose someone to represent you. That person is giving the agreement to represent you and help you solve. So being in service of life. And when she agreed, in that moment, she like connected to a huge database.
Yes.
To a huge Wi-Fi. So now the messages are pouring. Even the scientists, they prove it. They show different species of monkeys from a continent, let's say from USA, that they discover a certain tool to, let's say, open some fruits, and then the same species, another continent, they start that very shortly after without having any connection.
Wow.
So the scientists, they saw that there is a huge field they call the morphogenetic field, which we connect to it when we let it. So in the form of constellations, when we intentionally wanna do that, those people that we will be choosing to represent you and your soul, your mother, anyone that you want to find out what's the issue with, they connect to that database.
Yes.
And they will be showing with their body, with their words, what's going on in there to help you find the
This
solution.
is what I'm saying, and this is the most beautiful thing about science and even spirituality. There is so much around us which is unknown. And I feel that the real educated person is one who is open to it, right? Because we need proof in everything. Maybe we haven't reached there yet to discover, but it's there. You cannot deny those things. Okay, maybe, we need more information and more to discover more and more and to prove that. But yes, there is a world around us which we are unable to see, but that doesn't mean if we cannot see from the physical eye, that doesn't exist. It's there, and it's very, very powerful.
Yeah.
So anyways, unfortunately, I need to conclude, but I wish we could talk more because there is a Taoism principle that we need to talk about. But before we conclude it, I want to ask you, which I ask all my guests, but I'm adding one more question now in season 2, and that is, if there is one thing you wish would disappear about health that people really believe in these days, but that, it's not true, don't do that. But they really think, it's healthy, that's why I'm doing it. What is that one thing?
There are so many.
There are so many,
there.
but you, according to you, like this one thing, please, it's not good for health, it's damaging your health. It's okay, take your time, tell me.
There are so many. Yeah, it must be about the water. The water is number one. That everybody thinks the water is the same. It doesn't matter what you drink, it will help you. No, doesn't matter what supplements you take and whatever fasting you do. If your water is bad, everything will be bad in your body. So,
what about boiling water?
So boiling water, if it has microplastics inside, it comes from the same source, will not do really much.
Not much.
So the chemicals will still be there.
Okay. All right. So water is, but you're right. Many people are drinking, it's so healthy, like I'm telling you about myself. But maybe drinking that too much, I don't know what is inside, if it's baking soda or what, actually you're damaging more to it. Okay. And what are the 3 spiritual or wellness hacks that you would recommend to people who can't afford this much money to do this training and this therapy and this constellation, but you think that, okay, if these 3 things you incorporate in your life, you're good to go. Just incorporate these 3 things in your life, wherever you're sitting at your home. What is those 3 things?
First, the breathing patterns. I learned so much from Taoism, even though we don't have time to speak about it, but
breathing
inhaling, but in keeping your breath as long as possible in your lower belly.
Yes.
Because your abundance, your money, your power, your vitality comes from the lower chakras, right? From the root, from the sacral. And almost everybody is stuck in the upper ones. They feel that
shallow breathing, very
sensations
shallow,
in the chest, and they feel the block, the knot in the throat. They feel headaches. So all that energy is stuck in there, not moving. And they want to have more money, they want to have more results, more loving relations, but doesn't happen from here. it comes from the
So breathing
from the root.
is the most important one.
So breathing, but breathing in a very conscious way, not doing all this fire breath that can make even more hectic and just
Yes.
bypass it a little
Yeah.
bit, and then you are back to normal. You are again, whoop.
Yeah.
But bring in the air in your lower chakra and try to feel your root, try to feel your sacral, try to feel the pulsation and hold it there as long as possible. And
Okay.
you'll be feeling beautiful sensations, and from
Totally.
there
I concluded the
use it.
season 1 and almost every single guest, not almost every single guest, had the same thing, breathing. And now even in season 2, like I can't help it, but like breathing is so important that everybody's talking about it. And what are the other two?
Sleep more.
Yeah.
This is so important.
Yes.
So, one of the top biohacking
Is
tools
sleep.
is
The
to
most
sleep.
underrated one. Yes.
Yeah. Sleep more, and block the radiation so you can sleep properly as well. What else? Of course, nature. Every time, even if you cannot stay that much in the nature, but we gotta ground.
Yeah.
So to connect again and again with the nature, we need to
Whenever
go barefoot
we get a
and connect.
chance, just connect with nature. Or if you can't, if you're living in big cities, then just like grounding, right? Just put our barefoot on the ground, connect with the grass, whatever excess you have.
Yeah.
Right.
And if most of the problems they are still not dissolving, definitely try constellation. Time to time, I'm holding free constellations to help people dive
you
deeper.
are doing
and,
it. Okay.
Yeah, time to time as a gift for
As a
for the
gift.
community.
Okay.
Because I saw how much it helped me, and I know that this will open the doors for a much beautiful
Totally.
future.
Even I can vouch for that, totally. But anyways, thank you so much for coming and sharing so much wisdom and very powerful knowledge. You are doing a great work. I really, really need to, applaud, because you are also running this health and wellness community in Dubai, and how you are connecting people who are working on the same path. Their goal is about healing and, working for people and helping them. And, he has this WhatsApp groups, not one, not two, I don't know how many, in which he's just connecting people that somehow, your passion to bring change, it's incredible. I know that many people want to do it, but you, like how you are connecting it, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And that shows that you have a really bigger purpose and you are doing a fabulous job. Thank you so much. And I'm very excited to talk more about Taoism principle, maybe in season 3.
Thank
So
you so
I'm not
much.
sparing you like that. I'm definitely, we are talking more about it. So thank you so much. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Zainab.
Thank you.